Hi YouTube, welcome back to Wtf Rc Cars. So today we have new from Flysky, the FRM303 module, and it's got a whole bunch of different uses. This, from using it to make a non-Flysky transmitter compatible with Flysky receivers, to range extending one of the Flysky radios, to making a wireless range extending repeater setup for using with the Pro and the MB4 and the likes. It does come with a whole lot of attachments, so it'll work on the ST8 and the Paladin 18. So you can get an ST8, which is a ANT protocol transmitter. You can connect this to the back of it, extend the range of it, but then make it AFHDS3 compatible. So if you have got a bunch of RCs that have all got the Noble and the MB4 receivers in them, and you want a cheaper stick transmitter, you can go with the ST8, then bolt one of these to it, and then use all your receivers still. But yeah, today it's just going to be a quick look at what you get in box and a bit of an explanation of how it's basically what it fits and how you'd connect it to different radios, because this is quite a complicated bit of kit to set up, so I will be doing separate videos on it. So let's bring you in for a close-up look and see what we get in box. Right, so this is how it's come packaged to me, thanks to Flysky. So we've got the FRM303 2.4 GHz AFHDS3 transmission module. So we get the obligatory instructions that nobody ever reads, but I'm glad they don't, because then it gives people a reason to watch my videos. But it does tell you all the light readouts and buttons and what everything is, but I'll do my best to cover as much of it as possible in this video. So you do get the actual module itself. So we'll start by taking that out. You've got the signal input on the bottom, whereas the older one had the port on the back. This is all aluminium, so it's going to work as a good heatsink for it. By the looks of that, you've got mounting points for a fan. USB-C for updating the firmware. Do not power it from USB-C, because it'll just go into low power mode to protect whatever it's drawing the current from. So don't power it from that. If you want to power it externally, you have an input on the bottom, and this will work from 5 to 28 volt DC, so plenty of choice. And then you've also got the switch which turns it off. Internal power, meaning through this socket, external power, meaning through that. Then you've got a 5-way jog wheel on here, or like a top hat if you like. So you've got down, up, left, right, and then in. You've also got your antenna connection on the top. So then we get onto these, and this is how they've made it compatible with so many different transmitters. So these, basically, you just got 4 little holes and then 2 screw holes. So you line this up on the back, and then you drop 2 little screws through here, and it does come with the Allen keys and the screws to attach this. And then you've got a module that can connect to the back of the different radios. So if we look over here, so you've got the back of the ST8, and you can see that's what kind of port it needs. So if you have a look through these various different connection modules, I've also got another layer of them, and then you'll find the one with the ports in the correct place, and then you mount that to the back of whatever transmitter you've got, and that will screw in, hold into place, and then you would mount your transmission module to the back of that and plug the cable in. Basically, it's a really good way of making it compatible with multiple different transmitters. So they're your 3 different types that it comes with. They offer different makes and models of radio, and then you've got this one that I believe is one of the standards that they use, so that'll make it compatible with other transmitters on the market. If we look, I believe that one is the PL18, because in fact we've got one, but so basically that's indented and you can see the 2 screw holes. So that module would go in there and give you the transmission module on the back, and then the actual module itself, it's got little slots on it, so you can just slide it in, lock it down, and it'll stay in place. So the ones that it covers, that would be your JR module. So any transmitter that uses the JR module, that can work with it as well. And then that is for the PL18 and the ST8. So it covers quite a few different radios, but they've not stopped there with the compatibility. We've got a whole bunch of these cables, and these are to let you connect it directly into other manufacturers' transmitters. So these connect into the bottom, and then that will connect directly into your radio, so you can control and power it from your actual radio. Does mean it'll work with a lot of other manufacturers' kit. So in the box we have, if I get this right, we've got a Futaba one, we've got the one that's the 3.5mm plug, then we've got another one, so that's for the sort of DIN type, but it will let you use different manufacturers' radios to get the signal into the actual transmission module itself. Then we've got a cable which will allow you to plug into the bottom of the transmission module itself and then into a receiver, so you can transmit to that receiver and then repeat through this. If you're running it that way, I would advise powering it externally to get the most signal out of it, or the strongest signal. And then you've got one completely open-ended cable in case you wanted to wire this in to another transmitter and take the feed directly. And on this one we have, I believe white is your PPM input, then yellow will be the UART, then I think the purple coloured wire, that will be S port, and then you've got black, which is ground, and red, which is VCC. So you could use that to wire it in directly to either another receiver that you're using as a repeater or to a different transmitter. So again, it just gives you a lot more options that this can work with. Also included is this tiny little power adapter. I think it's an XT30 to XT60. So that'll plug in the bottom, give you an XT60 that you can use to power this up. And you can bind 10 different receivers to this actual module itself. And then you can set it to auto scroll through to find out which one's on. So you turn the vehicle on, power this up, and it'll just roll until it finds the receiver that's powered up, and then it'll lock to it. So that's a nice option. It's for putting on the antenna and tightening it up. If I remember rightly, I think, yeah, that goes on and it just lets you tighten that up by hand. So you can either connect this directly to it. They are fiddly little things. I believe these are SMAs. And then you can move the antenna to point where you want it. You've also got an angled breakout for it. So depending on how this fits on your actual transmitter itself, you can screw this on and it will spin to whatever angle you want, and then you can screw and mount your antenna on that way. Just gives you a lot more options if you need it to move out the way of your actual transmitter itself. So it does give you a few options, and it is a directional beam antenna, this one. Great for long distance. And you do get all the screws necessary to mount them. But yeah, overall, quite an impressive little package this, with the sheer amount of things that this will work with, and what you can do with it. And I do like that it comes with all the correct bracketry. You're not having to hunt round to find something compatible with it to get it working on either the ST8 or the Paladin, or even one that uses the JR fitment. So yeah, quite an impressive bit of kit. As I said, there is far too much to just cover in a first look video, but this will give you an idea of what you're likely to get in the actual packaging. It will run from 1S all the way up to 6S, and you get a light readout on the back. So it says it supports PPM, S-Bus, closed source 1.5M UART, or UART, open source 1.5M UART, open source protocol 115200 UART. So it does support quite a few different things. The maximum distance that it's saying without interference is 3,500 meters. So if this is connecting to a compatible twin antennaed flight receiver with no interference, you can be expecting ranges up to and above 3,500 meters. So certainly for speedrun cars, definitely something that'd be interesting. As I say, it operates from 5 to 28 volts externally, or the internal input is 5 to 10 volt. The working current draw, if you want to work out how long your batteries are going to last. External at 8.4 volt, it's running at 98 milliamp. Internal power at 5.8 volt, it's running 138 milliamp. And it'll draw 135 milliamp over 5 volt USB. The data interface is PPM, UART or S-Bus, and it does support online updates. Up to now, I'm yet to find what the actual power output is. I know the other model had quite a few different ways of changing the power. It does say maximum output less than 20 dB EIRP EU measurement. But I'd like to know what it is in watts or milliwatts. That'd be interesting. But I think this is enough for a first look video. I'm sure there'll be plenty more videos to come on this, on setting it up, fitting it to different radios, getting it bound up to different radios as well. But this was just a first look, bit of information about it, and let you see what you get in box. So, let's wrap this one up. So, there you go. That's the FRM303 first look, and a bit of an explanation of what it can do. But thanks again for watching Wtf Rc Cars. If you like this kind of content, or you want to know more about what this thing does, don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, share to friends and family, and catch you guys again in the next one.